Hi, everyone. Welcome to another interactive English, which is, as you guys know, uh, a lesson with one of the students from the Achievers Chamber. Achievers Chamber is a Discord group that I have created for English learners, for high level English learners. So you could say the achievers, the overachievers, people who really have taken their English to certain heights. We could say B2 level, C1 level. And if you feel like you are one of those people, then why not? Why not join? You can learn more about it in the description below. You might be wondering, where the hell is the student, Zdenek? The student is late. So that means I have to keep you entertained. And that's also why we are starting a little bit late. I do apologize for that. And we just have to improvise. If you guys jump in to the comments, then obviously you can say something to me there. You can say hello, and we can start by greeting each other. But good news, the student has just arrived. Here she is. And hi, Helene. Welcome to the Interactive English. How are you doing today?
Uh, I was in a bit of a rush to be there, so I have to catch my breath.
I
Other
can
than that,
see you're still trying to catch your breath. Hopefully, I didn't stress you out too much.
oh, don't worry, Zdenek. I can stress myself alone. No need for anyone to get involved for that.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get started with this lesson then. As always, we are going to talk about a topic, and most of the time, the topic is chosen by my student. I prefer letting my students choose the topics. So today's topic is, of course, Arsenal. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. It's the first time in years that Arsenal is playing in the Champions League tonight. So that's why I'm kidding. I'm joking, everyone. We're not going to talk about Arsenal. Helen, what's the topic
Oh,
today?
you do whatever you want to do, but don't be surprised if I don't have much to say on the topic.
I was just joking, of course. I was just joking. But I had to wear this shirt. It's an occasion. It's an occasion. Arsenal back in the Champions League. I'm sure you don't care about this at all, but what you do care about is sloths, which is the topic you chose. Sloths, right?
Sloths and in general how no, not exactly slow down, but the topic of slowing down and sloths. Yeah,
Okay,
indeed.
very interesting. By the way, Pavel is watching us. He says hi. Zdenek, hi,
Hi,
Helen.
Pavel.
I
Thank you for being there.
I'm glad he chose this order, that he greeted me first and then he greeted you. I do appreciate that.
I'm
I,
not
I, I
surprised.
I'm not. I don't really care. Okay, so Helen, the first question is, or has to be this really. What are sloths? It's possible that some of the viewers have never heard of sloths. So, what are they?
Oh, it's possible they don't know what is a sloth in English, but I'm sure they all have seen those very slow animals that hang bran- that that hang up tree branches up upon tree branches,
Mhm.
and they're not like pandas. It would be wrong to say that. They are known to be and they are the slowest mammal on Earth.
Mhm.
I don't
So
think they are slowest animals, slowest mammals on this planet.
slower. You don't think there are slower mammals than sloths, basically?
Yeah, slower.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm no expert.
Furry animals, furry balls that are hanging up a branch, and surprisingly human like face.
Surprisingly, say that again.
Surprisingly, human face, human like face, human like
Human.
face,
What's
human,
human? A human. A human. Ah,
human.
human-like face. Yeah. Surprisingly, they have a human-like face. Yeah.
No, I wanted to stress more the fact that it is surprisingly alike to a human face,
Hmm.
with a slightly different meaning.
Okay. I understand. Right. So we're talking about sloths, everyone, which is really kind of a niche topic, but I do like when my students go for something like that. I think it can be quite interesting. Um, so I'll have to ask you this, Helen. Why did you pick sloths as a topic then? Why sloths?
Oh, a bit at random. This week, I came across a very interesting video about sloths by Lucy Cook. I hope I'm not mispronouncing her name. And she's very inspiring. She studied those animals for 10 years, and her passion, her enthusiasm about those animals is very contagious.
Hmm.
And here I am talking about sloths, and many things that I will say during this live will be things I've heard in this video, things I've learned about sloths, and they're fascinating, and there's so much more to them than just being slow.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you will tell us in this lesson. That's why we invited you today. And so I'm just going to keep asking you the questions that I prepared for you, Helen, if that's okay. So, my next question is, where do sloths live in the wild? Because obviously they might live in a zoo, but preferably that's not where they live, right? How about in
Uh,
the wild?
well, you caught me off guard. They live in a tropical forest,
Hmm.
somewhere in the tropical zone. But I would be unable to answer your question, to be honest.
That's okay. I'm just testing your knowledge of sloths. And if you don't know the answer, that's okay. That's totally fine. Um, I just didn't know what kind of questions to prepare. If you just give me a topic like that I know nothing about, so you have to expect that some of the questions might be a little bit basic or uninspiring. I don't know. Anyway, feel free to throw in some comments, ladies and gentlemen, as you're watching this. I'm sure Helen is more than capable of giving you some sort of answer. Definitely more capable than me. But you mentioned that they are one of the slowest animals. Um, so my question has to be, how do they move, and why are they so slow then?
Um, I will start by answering the part of the question that says, why are they so slow? Um, how is it possible that they are so slow?
Mhm.
Where to start?
From the
They,
beginning. From the beginning, ideally, please.
well, I just have to find where the beginning is.
I can't
And
help you with that.
just like pandas, they're similar. They share this similarity with them. They live on leaves, static, non-moving leaves. That helps to have a diet composed of static leaves when you are so slow. And just like animals, living animals, plants don't want to be eaten.
Really.
They don't want to. That's why they produce toxins and various chemicals that are not very friendly with mammals, humans included.
Mhm.
So we find a large variety of not exactly toxins, but things that plants produce to protect themselves, that can, let's say, in humans, impede digestions or impede nutrients absorption. Um,
When you
yeah,
say
yeah.
impede, what you are saying is that they will make digestion harder. They will make
For
it.
digestion, I'm not sure, but the nutrients will be less. It will be harder to absorb, and
Mhm.
a
Less
certain
about.
quantity will not be absorbed. So it's
So this
not
is
uncommon.
evolution. Basically, this is the way plants have developed in order to protect
Mm.
themselves.
And it,
This is
mm,
evolution. Hmm?
I'm just saying that this is something that is very common.
Hmm.
And the leaves sloths are feeding on are really toxic, extremely toxic,
Hmm.
even for them.
So
And
why are they doing this to themselves then? What?
because that's what they have to live in the for to live on. That's their environment, and they are adapted to their environment.
But you said they are even toxic for them. So where does this take them then? Why do they even like? Don't they have an alternative solution to their
There
diet?
are not. They don't have any alternatives. They live on those leaves. Uh, and please notice that I didn't mess up with
I am
vowels
I I'm
length.
impressed. I'm actually quite impressed. Live, leave, leaves. Even the plural has correct pronunciation with z, the z sound. Yeah, very good, very good.
Oh, so this part to blow my own trumpet. Um,
Yeah, just
so
let's not get distracted by trumpets here. Let's move. Let's go back to the sloths, please.
because they didn't have an alternative for to eat, they cannot eat anything else. So they adapted their metabolism to the toxicity of the plant. They have four different stomachs to process
Like
the
like
food.
cows. So it's like cows, right? They are the same.
The
They
same
also
in the
have,
fact that they have multiple stomachs.
I think, four,
Uh,
right?
I
I
think
can't remember.
in the case of cows, it's as many as seven.
Really? I thought it was four. Okay, I'm gonna Google it now. But carry on talking.
But don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. And
Four.
for cows,
Okay, so apparently it's a myth. Technically, cows only have one stomach, but it's split into four distinctly separate compartments. So it's kind of like four, really. Anyway, let's forget
I
about
won't pretend
cows.
that
We're
I'm a
talking about sloths here.
specialist about it. And they they can take as long as 1 week to process one leaf, the pretty
Leaf.
big
Yeah.
leaves. So their liver has plenty of time to process the poison.
Yeah.
And leaves are not very nutritious.
Are they not? Damn it.
Uh, Not
Damn it.
so much.
I always thought that they were. They were green. They always change colors as well in autumn, especially in autumn. I'm surprised.
Well, in terms of vitamins, minerals, they might be interesting, but their calorie content
Mm.
don't exactly skyrocket.
Hmm.
That's why plants are so popular when among people trying to diet, among people dieting.
I get it.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately for sloths, um, it's the only thing they have to eat.
Hmm.
And they have an extremely low um, calorie intake. And I cannot resist asking you to guess the the calorie number they can live on each day.
They can live on.
Live
I
on.
have no idea whatsoever, so I'm gonna take a pass on that, Helen. Just fill us in, please.
100 calories.
So that is pretty low, right?
I think it's the lowest calorie intake for a mammal or from of this size. So I'm saying,
Hmm. Hmm.
and their whole metabolism are adapted to that. They they don't have many muscles. They are hanging up tree branch because they have tendons that are very strong.
Hmm.
So while they are hanging, they are using up no energy.
Yeah.
And because speed is costly, uh, I will make a metaphor with the car. When you are on a highway for a given distance, if you drive at 100 kilometers or faster, you will use up much more fuel
Will
as if
you?
you
I
as
thought
if
it
you
was the.
were driving at 50 or less
Uh,
per kilometers per hour per hour.
I don't know about that. Are you sure about that?
Well, it is said everywhere to reduce fuel consumption that we have to slow down.
Yeah, but isn't it? Don't you actually? I always thought that you actually use up more fuel if you go slower
I think
because
it has to do
I I don't know.
with gas emissions. Because you are in town, you are accelerating, you are slowing down, and then speeding up, and then slowing down every now and then.
Okay, so listen, fuel consumption will increase when you stay long at lower gears. That's what I got here. Driving slow at the highest gear will also increase fuel consumption. So it is about that as well. Use
Mhm.
the highest possible gear when it's safe to do so and don't stay at lower gears for long.
So
Hmm.
now I can give you the answer. Why are they so low?
Finally,
To
thanks.
Well, I had to go through this digression because it is to save energy, to save this precious energy, and don't
Hmm.
waste it for useless activities. And being slow helps them to have a lower calorie expense.
Hmm. Okay, then. So that explains it then. They're quite funny. So, I mean, can you imagine a sloth in slow motion?
You're pushing things a bit too fast.
No, like imagine that because like when you watch them move, it kind of looks like slow motion already, and that's real. What do you call it? Like real life motion, right? So
Yeah, I think that a sloth in slow motion would be a static image, like a photograph. I'm afraid I don't have uh,
exactly,
any more
your
things to say about that.
the naked eye wouldn't even be able to this like notice any movement, right?
And that's very, very interesting because what you might have asked is if they are so slow, how come they're still alive and not on the verge of extinction? They are very
Hmm.
prolific.
Oh,
And
really?
how
So
come?
they are not endangered animals or anything like that.
No, 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 they are
Oh,
prolific.
are they?
And
Oh,
so
okay.
how come we've been fought uh,
Food,
uh, no, when you teach someone, we have been
taught, taught,
taught, sorry,
taught. Yeah.
we have been taught
Hmm.
that Darwin said that only the strongest and the fastest animals will
Yeah.
survive, and it's not true. Darwin
So
didn't say that.
yeah, this survival of the fittest. Well, he spoke about the survival of the fittest, right? So the fittest doesn't necessarily mean what does fit mean, right? It could be different things.
Mhm.
It's I think it means to be
To
equipped
be well
well.
adapted to the environment.
Yeah, you live in, and to be equipped with different mechanisms, defensive mechanisms, and just any sort of organs that help you, as you said, live in that habitat that you find yourself in.
So exactly, very often we understand what Darwin said as the survival of the fastest and the strongest. It is the fittest. Um, it is the fittest, and in this game, sloths are experts.
Mhm. So
So
are you telling me they're overpopulated or something as well?
they
Or
are not overpopulated. They do have predators, and one of their predators is a rapace.
is what?
A rapace, a kind
How,
of
how, how do you
bird,
spell that? How,
flesh-eating bird,
how do you spell that? Rapas.
like an eagle, the same family.
How do you spell the word? I don't know this word.
Repace. Maybe I
Uh,
mispronounce it, but
no,
the word does exist in
I'm
English.
gonna check the word before. So I sorry. Rapace.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Rapace. Yeah.
I'm trying to find this word, but I think it's not. It doesn't seem to be in dictionaries. I guess I found it in one. Rapaces. Wow. It's a bit unreliable where I'm looking for it because yeah, it doesn't seem to be in the most common dictionaries. Oh no, hang on. I did I find it?
No,
Yeah.
it is common in English.
Are you sure?
Uh, the other name for those birds are birds of prey, but the word rapace do exist.
It's giving me some French dictionaries though. Like I'm not. Are you sure about this word?
Pretty sure.
It's giving me some French. It raptor. You mean raptor? Probably. Uh
Uh,
I think you mean raptors. Yeah. Yeah, got it.
well,
Because raptor, okay, rapus is like a French version of that, but I found some instances online because I think maybe some people like some biologists may use that, but to be honest, the English word is raptor, Helen. Yeah,
okay, I
raptor.
got bamboozled again.
Don't worry about it. Raptor. So
So
raptor is
yeah,
another word for birds of prey. Birds like eagle, hawk, falcon, and owl. Yeah, a
and that's
raptor.
the funny part. That's the funny part.
Hmm.
So those birds are very fast.
Hmm.
They have razor sharp eyesight. They see everything, and yet very often the sloths are not bothered by this. Most of the time, they are not bothered.
What do you mean they are not bothered? What do you mean by that?
They they go under raptors' radars because
Oh, you mean they don't they're not they don't get scared by them. They don't they don't care about them.
because raptors don't see them.
Ah.
Although they have a very sharp eyesight, they
Ah.
don't see them
Do they have good?
because
Hmm. They have
they are.
mimicry. They
Sorry.
have mimic. Do they have mimicry? Mimicry. You know what mimicry
Oh
is?
yeah. They wear this. Her wording was an invisibility cloak worth of Harry Potter. That's it was her wording, and
It
I really like the wit
it's
and humor
it,
of the speaker.
it's basically the ability of some animals to look like some plants or trees, or just to have a color that is similar to that, and then is kind of hiding inside that. So
In case of sloths, it's slightly different, but it's the same principle to melt with the environment.
mm,
And they are using different methods to melt in the environment rather than
me-
color mixing.
melt. I mean
Melt,
blend.
to blend with
Yeah.
the
Mm.
environment. Uh, First of all, as I said, the raptor is scanning for movement.
Sorry, a raptor is what?
Scanning the
Scanning. Yeah.
environment
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
for action, for
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah. Which they don't really do much of. Yeah, that makes sense.
The first thing, they, they are not bothered by them because
Um,
most of the time they cannot see them.
yeah. Exactly. Mm.
And their fur is the habitat of various plants and mosses and small insects. So
Yeah.
they are their living. They have their own mini grooves on them.
Like parasites. A lot of parasites basically feed on
Uh,
them as well.
no. Parasite will feed at the expenses of the animal or
So
vegetal
so
they live on. It's
so
more
sim,
like a
sim,
symbiotic.
so this is a symbiotic relationship. So
Yeah,
symbiotic. So symbiosis. It's a symbiosis. Yeah. Hmm.
sloths benefit from it, as the all those living plants and insects are helping them to blend with the environment. And sloths provide, I guess, shelter
Yeah.
for them.
That's so nice of them, right?
Everyone benefits from this situation,
Yeah.
so they
Uh,
blend.
not me, but yeah. When you say everyone, those involved, not like everyone, not the people watching this YouTube channel, right?
Um, well, yeah.
Not those guys. Okay, makes sense.
Oh, thank you.
Well, some people are wondering what on earth we are talking about. Yeah, so Luke has just joined. I did say that it would be quite a niche topic. Yeah, we even had some people showing up that we haven't seen here for ages, like Rita. Um, yeah. So welcome, guys. It's good to have you here. You might have to listen from the beginning, or watch this from the beginning if you want to understand what we are talking about. But we are talking about sloths.
Yeah,
Ellen is
don't
as
expect me to talk about movies, TV series, sports, food.
this is more exciting. Very very
What is
action
more
packed.
exciting, movies or the topic I choose?
Sloths. It's very action packed and fast paced. Yeah.
Extremely fast paced.
Yeah. Okay then.
So
So
where were we? So the blend with the environment, and
yeah.
maybe what is your next question?
My next question is good day, folks. No, that's just a greeting from Jörg.
Mhm.
But my next question is what can we learn from sloths? Because I know this is a question you want this is the question you wanted to ask me. You wanted me to ask you.
Uh, Before talking, answering your question, I wanted to quickly to tell you what is the most dangerous activity for a sloth.
Eating? I don't know.
Not eating, pooping.
Okay.
And it's a very serious case because 60%, if my memory is good, 60% of Sloths deaths happen while they are exposing themselves for this highly dangerous activity for them. And it's very serious, 60% of deaths.
Okay, so hang on. So is this because they have to, because they find it difficult to focus on doing that thing while also staying on the branch or something? Do they do it from the branches, I suppose, right?
No, they didn't. And because they don't have many muscles, they are safe and on energy saving mode while they hang up a branch. But they do have to go down the tree and expose themselves
Right. That's when
to.
the raptors come in. So the raptors attack when they are on the toilet.
They do that only once a week, but it's the most dangerous activity for them.
Once a week. Okay, so that I see. I see. They would rather not do it at all because they know there's if so is this the most common cause of death in sloths then? Defecating.
So I had to mention it because I'm sure you're loving this information.
Sorry, say that again.
I had to mention it. I couldn't leave this live without mentioning.
Yeah, I absolutely approve of that, Helen. Good choice. Good choice. Good move. Pavel says that in the movie Zootopia, one of the characters was named Flash, and he was a sloth. I think that's an irony, right? They they did that on purpose to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah show
And
the contrast.
what wouldn't surprise you or no any of the listeners? The sloth worked in the Zootopia administration.
Right, which is an allegory, I think, right? An allegory or
Yeah. A metaphor
metaphor, yeah.
for how
What's
slow
the,
administration can be
no,
sometimes.
there's another word like what do you what's the word when you create a piece of art, right? Movie, theater play, which criticizes. There's a word for it. I can't. It's on the tip of
Parody?
my parody. No, not parody. It's on the tip of my tongue. Just you create a piece of work in order to criticize society, and there is a word for it. Not allegory. I think one of the words is allegory, but there's another one. Like Oscar
Uh,
Wilde did it a lot, for example, or Charles Dickens or someone like that.
I cannot. I know there is another word for parody, a synonym for parody, and maybe it's the word you're looking
Yeah,
for.
but this is more like it's not a parody. It's like
Satire.
satire. That's it.
Mm,
Satire. Yeah. Thank you.
mm.
Yeah. Satire. I couldn't remember the word. Yeah. Thank you, Helen.
It took me
Yeah.
some time. Sorry.
No, I know this word. Satire. Hmm.
So,
Okay. Do you want me to ask you some more questions or?
maybe you ask me why. What can we learn from them? Um, she again. I will try to talk quickly about something else. We admire animals like
Yeah.
cheetahs. We consider them like, as she says very cleverly, the Ferrari of the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
We It's the animal we would like to resemble all of us. We admire them.
They
Uh,
symbolize power, basically. Power. Everyone wants to be powerful, fast, strong. Um,
and they are not powerful, in fact. There
Another
are
another myth busted by Helen.
surprisingly, they are very muscular, so they can be very, very fast, but they don't engage in fight when they are fighting hyenas, for example. They cannot afford that because the speed is so highly energy consuming.
Mhm.
I know you were typing that.
No, I was typing
Uh,
something else.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That they cannot afford to get on a fight.
Hmm.
So we have to make choices what we spend our energy on.
Yeah. For example, are you going to watch the interactive English lesson, or are you going to not watch this lesson? Right. That's one of the choices we can make.
Yeah, yeah. This activity don't require high energy.
Are you sure? When you, especially when it's about sloths.
It's not the most fast-paced conversation we ever had. That's for sure.
Well, we had to adapt it to, to the purposes of the this theme, obviously. So we might as well make it slower since it's about sloths. Otherwise, no one would believe us. It wouldn't be very believable, would it?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe not. The fact is that we want to do always more and more and more and more, and it's energy consuming,
Energy draining. Yeah.
energy draining. Well,
Hmm.
and we can be more adapted to the situation by slowing down. And if we are slow, like sloths, we are considered like lazy.
Yeah. So
Although
I.
there are sloths are champions are survival, they are very well adapted,
Mhm.
and they are really hard at work at digesting. It's really hard work for them,
Yeah.
and
So
we all
slots are like heroes. Slots are like heroes for lazy people, basically, yeah, because they can justify being lazy by saying, "Oh, look at sloths; they are such heroes, and they are so successful and prolific, and they are doing so well in the animal kingdom. So that means we also have to be like them, then, and that justifies my laziness."
it's not quite the point I wanted to make.
Okay, I'm just trying to be a little bit provocative, yeah.
But, I'm not surprised. Don't worry, I'm not surprised. Um, the thing is, we are all in the rat race, and we always seem to lack time. I think it's true for most of us.
Hmm.
And I've watched another video about time this time. So sorry for the repetition. I couldn't avoid it. And when we are caught in a routine, always doing the same thing, the time seems to go by
Slowly.
very quickly,
Ah,
because we
time
always
flies. Time
time
flies when
flies
you're having fun. Yeah.
when we are in the rat race. But when we slow down, and when we when we appreciate what we are living, and it can happen when we slow down because we enjoy things with more depth, with more details,
Hmm.
and this way time is is passing by more slowly, and we enjoying them. Not exactly not exactly slower, but we perceive it as
Yeah.
going by slower,
One,
and
one
we have the impression that we lived more things. We that
that
we
Sorry, we
That
have the impression.
lived more things, lived more things,
Lived.
that we have
Sorry.
experienced more, that
Oh,
we
we have
have
lived.
experienced
We have
more.
lived. We have lived.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Because when we slow down, only then can we perceive more details.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay,
more
Helen.
energy consuming to slowing down, because the brain has to work harder to perceive all this. So slowing down, uh, at the end of the day, will make us more fulfilled, make us have the feeling that we did more, will nourish us more than just being in the rat race. But because when we are caught in the rat race, we don't have time to perceive. We don't have time to feel the good things of life.
Yeah. No, so we should basically, the moral of this lesson is that we should all live like sloths.
We should take time to appreciate what we have, and be more in
Oh, yeah.
awe, and this slows down the time, the perceived, what's the word, perceived length of time,
Yeah.
the and we feel like we're living more uh, with the same amount of time, because it's the time we have is not cannot be extended, and doing new things uh, also helps with this perception of time.
Basically, if we get caught, we get trapped, we get stuck in in a stereotype. We keep doing the same thing. It will become a routine. Our brain understands it as some sort of repetitive, mundane activity, and it's perceived as faster than if it's something new. When you have to kind of think about it, you have to sort of
Because
evaluate it, and
it
yeah,
requires routine requires less brain energy.
makes sense.
It's saving energy mode to be in a routine, and it can be comfortable to some extent. And when you are learning something new, all your brain cells have to be alert and notice everything.
Okay, well, amazing, Helen. Thank you so much for all
Was
this.
it sarcastic?
No,
Oh,
no, I
thank you then.
no, it was genuinely interesting to learn about these animals, about sloths, and definitely not sarcastic. For example, Jörg has got some slots in his PC. I think they are called computer components. I mean, maybe
Oh, no, 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 no. He says
he-
slows baby.
does he mean like a background, like a desktop
No,
background,
no,
or is
no, no,
he?
no. He means that his computer is very slow.
That's how I understood it as well. All right.
No, but he spelled that like a slot in a motherboard. And sloths
Ah, okay.
with the PH sound.
I'm too tired to understand the joke. I have some slots in my PC, but the animal we are talking about today is sloth. So that's
With
that's
a
that's
TH.
that's the joke. I didn't notice the spelling. That's why. Nice one. Well, that's what we have Helen for, because apparently I'm not able to understand jokes. So at least one of us is capable of that. So moving on, I'm gonna do what I guess I am good at, um, and that's giving my students some feedback. Um, okay, so
This much?
let's
Oh,
let's
jeez.
go. Let's go. Let's do it fast because we don't have so much time. Because
Okay.
we are not sloths, yeah.
Slowest animals,
Yeah, sounds good.
furry animals,
Furry, yeah.
furry,
Furry,
furry, furry.
yeah. Hmm.
Human-like face.
Hum, human like, human like.
excuse my French, human-like face. Human-like face.
For a second, I thought you were going to swear when you said, "Excuse my French." All right, I like these. Um, sorry, I like some words here. So her enthusiasm. So what's enthusiasm? I think most people probably know this, but like, could you tell us what it
It's
is?
like excitement about a topic, about something.
Yeah, and contagious.
It's like a microbe, but in this case, when someone has the flu, everyone gets the flu around you. So
Yeah,
it's a contagious disease.
basically, COVID was highly contagious. It spread from one person to another very quickly. That's what
But
contagious means.
enthusiasm is a good thing to spread.
Exactly. So that's a positive word. Okay. How do you pronounce this?
You caught me, oh, cough, you
Caught.
caught me off guard. You caught
You
me
caught
off
me
guard.
off guard. You
Off
caught me
guard.
off guard. Yeah.
You caught me off guard.
Mhm. All right. How about this one?
Adapted.
Yeah. Sounds good. Now, the singular of this word,
One leaf.
yeah,
Two
leaf,
leaves.
leaf with F, two leaves
Two
with V.
leaves.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Their calorie content don't exactly skyrocket.
It's not uh,
Con- consumption, do you mean?
uh,
Intake,
maybe
maybe.
I was talking about the calorie content of the leaves.
Yeah,
Leaves.
but what's the problem? Whether you say content or consumption or
And if I talk about the
intake
animal, it
doesn't
would be
matter.
calorie.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter so much. There's a grammatical problem here. Yeah, so it can't be don't.
Doesn't.
Yeah, because it's singular, right? So whether it's content or intake or consumption, it still has to be doesn't. Okay, right. I like the word intake though. Also, skyrocket is a nice word, so we could also explain that. So, what does it mean to skyrocket?
Well, you just have to imagine a graphic and
A
a
graph. You
graph,
mean? Yeah,
so a graph representing figures, and when it
yeah,
skyrockets, it hits the top part of the
yeah.
graph,
It just
as if it were reaching the sky.
rises sharply. Basically, it rises sharply. All right. It's another one is to saw. To saw.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, intake. What's intake?
Um,
An intake.
it's similar to input. It's what you take from outside.
Hmm?
Uh,
Isn't it consumption? Isn't it kind of synonymous to consumption?
yeah, it's a synonym.
Yeah. Also, be careful. The stress is on in or take.
Uh, intake,
I think it's on the first syllable. Intake.
intake.
Yeah.
Okay, got it wrong. Intake.
And the opposite would be like output, right?
Uh, outtake.
I think
Uh,
people say output.
so because you have input, output.
Yeah.
So intake, output as well.
Outtake. I don't know if the word outtake.
I don't know myself, but it would
No,
make
but
sense.
I know the word outtake means like it's used when, for example, after this video, I could not this video. This is live, but if I were to record a classic video or video which is not live, I could put some stuff which I decided not to put in the video at the end. Some moments when we blurb.
Mhm.
What are they called? Blurpers? Blur?
Blobs.
Blurbs, yeah, blurbs. Just some moments when we make mistakes and stuff like that. So those are
Mhm.
outtakes. But yeah, anyway, not sure about the other thing, the other meaning. Their whole metabolism are adopted to that. What's wrong with that?
Uh, two problems is adapted and not adopted.
That's maybe my spelling error. Adapted, adapted, yeah.
Adapted.
Yeah. So the mistake you made was with the verb. Yeah,
Subject verb agreement. That's a classic.
I notice like you are very high level, Helen. I've told you about this. Like you're very strong C1 level, in my opinion.
And
But
yet,
but sometimes you make such basic mistakes, like in yeah, singular plural. That's a very interesting.
but it happens only when I speak. It doesn't happen when I write.
When you write. Okay, yeah, yeah. It's just I guess you will get rid of it. The more you join the Achievers Chamber lessons and events, right? So speaking of the Achievers Chamber, you guys can join. It's only 15 euros per month, and the amount of value you get, oh my god, it's getting even bigger and bigger. You just need to read about it. Yeah, or send me an email and I will show you the schedule of the events, regular events. Every day there's something there. And
And it's
honestly,
nice
this,
to practice with cool people and other students and to share, to be part of a community. And
yeah,
yes, there's value. Oh my God.
we don't always talk about slots there. Yeah, we should also say that.
It's only me who fancies weird topics. Other
Yeah,
people are more globally more normal than me,
that
more
sounds
in the
funny.
norm, definitely.
Not everyone though. There are more people like you for sure. Don't worry, you're not the only one. I'm also
That's
partially partially weird. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, how do you pronounce this word? Let's finish this.
hanging, hanging, hanging,
Okay, it is true that
hanging,
some people might say hanging, but
hanging,
that's it.
hanging.
The RP, the standard British pronunciation should be hanging, hanging, hanging.
I
But
know, but
some people might say hanging as well. I have heard it from some individuals. Anyway, I had to go through this
digression.
digression. So maybe some people don't know the word digression. So that's a very nice word. So you may know the verb to digress. So if you digress, you start talking about something else, right? You sort of get
Something
distracted.
that different than the main topic of the
Yeah,
conversation.
you go off on a tangent, and digression is basically a noun from the verb
Mm.
to digress. Uh, we have been what? Ah,
Through
uh,
through. Oh no. We have
no, no,
in
no.
uh,
Okay, this was supposed to be
pronunciation. This one is
purple. Yeah,
pronunciation.
this is pronunciation.
Uh, uh, thought
Taught that. Yeah.
thought that.
Then you came up with this weird word, which,
Raptor. Yeah.
but I think this is a French version of what has to be
Yeah, I'm afraid it is
a raptor. Yeah,
like
raptor.
Velociraptor,
Hmm.
like the dinosaur. I will
Di-
remember that.
dinosaur,
Dinosaur,
dinosaur, not
Di-
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
Yeah. All right. How do you pronounce this one?
I don't. Razor sharp eyesight.
Eyesight. Yeah, sounds good. Hmm. Yeah,
They have
I'm just checking dinosaur. Yeah, I was right. Dinosaur. Long O at the end. Yeah,
dinosaur.
dinosaur. I'm just gonna put it here as well. Okay. They have different ways to melt in the environment. Instead
To
of
melt
melt,
with the environment.
but didn't you mean to blend? Blend
Oh,
in.
mm,
Didn't you mean to blend? Why melt?
oh.
I'm not sure if it's used like
When
that.
you melt the different colors, there is none of the initial colors that is
I
standing
get.
out.
I guess it could be used as a sort of a poetic way of saying it, or sort of more colorful way to describe it. But I think the main verb to use here is blend with the environment or blend
I
in.
agree.
Right.
Mm.
All right. How do you pronounce this word?
Parasite.
Not z, but
Parasite.
parasite.
Uh,
Parasite.
are you sure it's spelled with a Y?
I am not. Let's check it. Yeah, you're right. It's spelled with I. My bad. Thank you, Helen. Thank you for paying attention here. How about this one?
Symbiotic, symbiotic.
I'm sure there are two pronunciations of this, but I know it as symbiotic.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Symbiotic.
It's a bell.
Hmm. It could be symbiotic as well, though. Like, you sometimes have like two different ways of pronouncing the same thing. Anyways, satire is a way of criticizing people or ideas in a humorous way, especially in order to make a political point or a piece of writing that uses this style. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how do you pronounce this word?
Hyena,
Hmm.
hyena.
They cannot they cannot afford to get on a fight. Get on,
Get in a fight.
get into a fight. I
Yeah.
would say get into a fight. Yeah. This
Okay, into.
activity don't require fast energy.
Doesn't
Okay.
require.
And then you kept using this sort of an adjective, which would be like a compound adjective, energy consuming. But I think, for example, this sentence here, yeah, you said it's more energy consuming to slowing down. I feel like the adjective is not energy consuming, but energy draining or energy sapping. I just don't.
It's different.
It consumes more energy. I'm not sure this can be used as an adjective. Energy consuming.
I would say it's okay.
Uh, it looks like it should be an adjective. Would you agree? Because it's used after
Uh,
the verb to be as well, right? So it consumes more energy. That would be as a verb, right? But energy consuming. I'm looking at some examples here. Yeah? So you have energy saving, and all consuming, self consuming, but there's no energy consuming. But I know about words energy sapping, for example, yeah, or energy draining.
uh,
I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
not
You might.
completely sure
I'm not
it's the
completely sure
same.
either. Yeah.
It's the same meaning. Uh, Energy draining definitely exists, of
Yeah.
course, but I'm not sure it's the
Energy
exact same meaning.
consuming.
But
Energy consuming. I just. I'm just not sure this is the way we use it as an adjective. Okay. I'm a little bit hesitant about this one. Okay.
I have
Uh,
some examples, but I'm not sure they're reliable.
I don't like.
Well, I
I'm
have
trying to
something
look it up.
from.
Hmm.
I have a website, official website from the UK,
Yeah.
and they do have energy
What does it say?
eco design of energy consuming products, and it comes from a governmental
Mm,
website.
does it?
So I guess they
Energy
know what they
consume.
are.
And is there a hyphen there?
Uh, the website is the
No, no, no,
government.
no, 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 no. Is
There's
there a
that. There's a
hyphen?
hyphen.
So why is it not in a dictionary then? Like, explain to me, because like when a word is common, even if it's a compound, you will find it in a dictionary. But this one doesn't seem to be in a dictionary.
We're talking about
I just
English.
I don't trust it. Yeah. Hang on. I think it's not so common, this one. I don't know. I just feel like energy draining is more common, but yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, but it's energy consuming. It just doesn't sound right. I don't know why.
Oh, okay, we'll dig more into it.
We can discuss it further in the achievers chamber
Oh,
as
for
well.
sure, with pleasure.
Yeah, why not? We have got some text channels for that there. It gives the impressions that we have lived things. That I don't like the collocation "lived things." It's a bit weird.
Uh, Experience that we have
We have experienced things that would work. Yeah.
lived more things. I think it
But
would make
why
more.
live? How can you live things? It just doesn't make sense. How can you?
No, so in this case, it's things that is the problem. Lived
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah,
experiences, lived more, or simply lived more.
yeah. But to live things, how can you live things? It's just a bit weird, right? Yeah,
Not in my language. It would work perfectly well in my language.
live things. It just doesn't make sense as a collocation, in my opinion. It's more energy consuming to. So this is questionable, but let's say
Yeah.
we're still disputing that. But definitely, if you have an adjective with to, you need to use
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah,
infinitive here. So to
yeah.
slow down. And the
Mm.
last one, in
Oh,
or, just or,
oh.
long or. All right. Um, that's it. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this show, the lesson. Please, no, I'm not going to say please. I'm just going to give it to you as I'm not going to be begging here or anything. It's imperative. It's imperative that you smash that like button right now before it's too late. Helen, you do it too. You have to do it too.
I have to.
It's your
No,
homework.
but people, you're asking me that I have. You're telling me that I
I'm
have
not
to.
asking you. I'm
That is,
telling you. I'm telling you. You're my student. I'm your teacher, and you have to do as I say for the at least for the next 10 seconds. So please, I'm using the word please. Usually when you say please, it's like you're begging for something. Anyway, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and yeah, smash that like button, and thanks Helen for featuring today, for attending the class.
thanks for having me.
Until next time, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.